That's what he's talking about here. There's a race that God has for us to run. But if we don't take care of this whole person health, then we will not run our race and we will not finish our race. Now let's look at this in Galatians chapter 5, because I think we need to see some things here. Because here's the problem that many Christians have. Are you ready for this? This is where we've missed it. Many Christians will say something like this. Well, Pastor, I'm doing things for God. I'm a Christian. I'm born again. I'm doing things for God. I've begun to run my race, or I've run some of my race. So, basically leave me alone, right? Stop. Talk to the hand. I'm running. I'm in the process of running, so just talk to the hand. I'm running my race. I'm doing some stuff, so we're good, right? No, that's not just good enough. That's not good enough for God. Let's look at what Paul wrote in Galatians chapter 5. He said this, he said, you were running the race so well. Who has held you back from following the truth? It certainly isn't God, for he is the one who called you to freedom. What was going on here in the Galatian church? They were running their race really well. They were starting off really well. But guess what happened? There was some old doctrine that was creeping back into the church. And Paul was saying, wait a minute, you were running so good. And all of a sudden you stopped. You could start running your race and then stop and quit. You could start running your race and not finish your race. That's what he's correcting here. He's saying you were running. Well, most Christians today think if I'm running at all, that's good enough, Pastor. I did some stuff for God. That's good enough. It's not good enough. Don't be satisfied with just running a little bit. How would you like it if you were on Salina ISD's track team? I can guarantee you what your coach would tell you if you had that attitude with him. I guarantee you if you get out there running track with Salina ISD, or you get on the Olympic team or any other track team, and you get out there and you're running the 100-meter dash, and you run 20 meters and you stop and you say, that's good enough. That was good. I ran 20 meters. You're supposed to run 100. What's your coach going to tell you after his face turns about 5 sheets of red? Not even words that are inexpressible, right? You can't repeat probably what he would tell you in here. He'd say, you get your tail back out there and you finish the race. Well, everyone else has already finished. You get out there and you finish. See, we've got to have a renewed mind about this. We don't need to just be people who do something for God and call it good, call it quits. We need to be people who are finishers. God's not looking for people to just start something. He's looking for finishers. That's what Paul was talking about here. And you're not going to finish. You're not going to complete it if you don't take care of your whole person. It's just not going to happen. It's a fact. It is a proven fact. And let me just say this, in case you're feeling condemned or you're feeling like maybe this applies to you. It does. It applies to every one of us. You know why? Because every single one of us deal with this. Every single one of us. Every single one. And I would say this. I will go so far as to say that most Christians do not finish their race. Most Christians don't do it. Why? Because this involves a 4-letter word. You ready? W-O-R-K. Work. This is going to challenge you. This is going to put some things on you. And I love what Paul said. Paul said, hey, don't say this is God's fault. But we're good at that, right? Let's just blame God. Well, God did this, and God did that, and I didn't finish my race because of God. Don't be blaming God for this. Don't be blaming God for not finishing the race. We have a race to run. It's time we finish the race. Look.